What's up, guys? We are doing like a date night look, very minimal, but I wanted to talk to you, do some fellowship. So here we go. I just scrape it at the top. On the other wall, whatever, blah blah blah. When the money so by the word by 10 o'clock. If you know the song, I'm gonna put it in the description because the song is fire. I love the song. First of all, it's by Don Toliver. So if that name rings a bell for you, then you probably already know how I feel. Because Don Toliver, oh my goodness. Don Toliver is just that guy. I don't know what it is about me and Don Toliver. I feel like I love his actual voice. Like just the way he sounds as an individual. But I think, of course, it's the flow, right? I think his flow, especially for women, he knows how to create a flow that is definitely universal to women. I feel like certain artists like NBA Youngboy, etc., they maybe, to me, carry more of a male audience versus Don Toliver. He's more of like a versatile audience. He's male and female. So like, because he's female, that means that his tones can be a lot more resonating, a lot softer, you know? And I just feel like his music always hits for me. Like Don Toliver does not miss when it comes to me and my like music palette. I don't know Don Toliver ever do wrong. I've never seen Don Toliver do wrong in the like time that I've been in love with his artistry. I don't know the time where he flopped. Did he ever flop? I don't know, babe. Did he flop ever?
Not that I recall. I mean, I don't listen to all his albums.
I mean, he has the first one.
Through, so
right?
yeah, most of the songs always hit.
It's the first one. The first one, what was it called? It was.
Sure.
What was that first one called? Do you know? Do you remember? Cardigan?
I don't remember.
What was it called?
Nah, Cardigan was on that, I think.
It was on there. Shit, I mean, that's where we fell in love, was that album. Nah,
that was Heaven or Hell. That was the second one.
That was the second one?
Yeah.
For Don Toliver? The one with Cardigan, that was his second one?
Yeah.
What was the first one?
He dropped one back in 2018 called Donnie Womack.
Send that to me.
He popped out for the second one.
I was gonna say, was the first one kind of like his starter album? Was he still with the same? You probably don't tell me. I was gonna say, was he with the same label? Did they just commit to him? You know.
I'm not sure if he was with the same label.
Y'all, when you see that bump right there, no matter if the hair is short or not, when you see that bump, you're where you need to be. You're there. You're there, sis. So I feel like I eventually do want to invest in better straighteners. I actually inherited the straightener from Cheslin, who is now a physician, Dr. Grant. She gave me this. So I like love it and I cherish it. But I think I probably need something that's a little bit smaller because my hair is short and I keep it in a bob. So this might be a little bit too big for my hair follicles at this point. As you guys can kind of see when I was doing like the back part, the short parts, because the plate for the flat iron was so thick, it was like it didn't really penetrate everything, you know? So I definitely do want a straightener. So if you guys have any recommendations, let me know of any straighteners that you may have that I could use. Right now, I guess I didn't even intro this video. Who am I? Jesus. Hey, yo. I feel like every time I like intro myself, I'm so goofy with you guys because I don't like when I say I'm not good with introductions, it's because like I've been on YouTube a very long time I've been on YouTube long enough to like appreciate creators like Raven Elise and Latoya Forever and Naptatural85. And I'm like, you know, they were always so authentic with their content and it just never seemed fake with them. And so that's something that I always wanted for my own channel. I want for my own channel. And so like at this point I don't really know how I want to intro everything, but I know that I love you guys. And hey, what's up? Thank you for coming back to another video with me. So right now, y'all know, like, I try different stuff with my channel. Like, I'm like kind of in this phase where I am just trying different stuff, you know? And I grew up in a space where I honestly only had one path when I was growing up, and it was to be a doctor. But I was always so good in that path. Like, at no point did it ever bother me that that was my path, because I was good in that path. But like just me healing from my grandmother passing, I'm finding that my life purpose is so much more of like what makes me happy. Not the idea of what my passion is, but what makes me happy. And just like leaning on that, just like going towards that, like doing those things. Just doing those things that make me feel happy, you know? And you guys are one of those things for me. You guys are so one of those things. I'm like so happy of the community. I get so excited. Like I'm like one of those people. I get so corny. I'm corny. If you're here, you're probably corny too. We're like corny together. It's like our community. It's part of our whole community. We're corny people. I'm corny. I like corny stuff. I love that energy, you know? And like I feel like with my channel, one of my biggest goals is to create a community where bitches can just show the fuck up as they self. All cuss words intended. like just showing up as yourself and like being like confident and just being okay with that space, no matter what that space looks like. Just showing up as yourself and knowing that, you know, everything will work out. I feel like in my season right now, oh my gosh, y'all, I am hurting. I am hurting so much more. I don't even know if you guys want details on how I'm doing this hairstyle, but this is a get ready with me, so I'm literally just like getting ready with you guys. But since my grandmother has passed, I don't know, this is my first time dealing with grief, to be honest. Did I bring a smaller comb? I did not. This is my first time dealing with grief to this capacity. I mean, this was like my mother. She raised me in a lot of different ways. And not to, because you know, life still goes on and you still deal with stuff. So like not to have that like solid source that just knows you and knows how you feel. Like there's nothing like having a person that knows how you feel and you don't even have to explain it. You know, like those type of people are literally irreplaceable. Those are your family. Those are the people that raised you. Those are the people that saw you and knew you before you knew yourself, and the people that like were around when you were awkward. Like everybody knows that pre-puberty, even the during puberty where you just like weird and you were just like trying to figure out what you looked like, what your identity was, what you like those people that were around you, those core parts of yourself, and like those people that encouraged you during those parts of yourself, and they helped you kind of figure out how to figure out who you were. You know, just not to have that person around. It literally, it's breakable. That kind of pain can break you. It really can. And, you know, now that I have experienced it, I definitely understand what people say. Like, when I used to see people, maybe that I went to high school with or college with, and they would be mourning their loved ones, I understood that pain, but I didn't understand that pain until now. that pain will make you, it's not even that the pain makes you do anything. It's just the idea of like, you're just so out of sorts. Like the very core of who you are is like, has poofed. It's like no more. That's what you feel like, you know, but there's always that spiritual part of your loved ones. But like when you're mourning that person, it's like, wow, like they're gone. So now like my whole life is upside down. Like I don't even know how to breathe. And that's something that I feel like a lot of days I don't even know how to walk. I know how to walk, but I don't know how to walk. Before, I felt like I walked and I had grandma on my shoulder, and every day I knew I could call her. She would be there and I could like lean on her. But what happens when you don't have that shoulder anymore? You know, you have to walk alone, and you lean on, because for the longest my grandmother was my biggest support system. She was like, my grandma is the reason why I was even able to get this far. Sis had me, well, not the heat, I don't like that. I don't even know why it's even steaming. Yo, this is a get ready with me. I do have hair tips. I would say I would love my idea that I've been able to maintain thick hair my whole life. But this probably isn't the best tutorial. But I just want you guys to follow me here. We're here. We're talking. I just so happen to be doing my hair and my makeup while we're doing this, but we're talking, right? We're talking. Because, y'all, I've been wanting to tell you guys this. I've been wanting to be open. I've been wanting to be transparent because I know that I'm not alone in this. But it's hard to tell your truth, and it's hard to talk about those things that genuinely hurt the world out of you. It's hard just to say those things. Because a lot of times, you don't even want to acknowledge them. You don't even want them to be real. And for you to come to terms with that they are real, that almost hurts even more, right? So anyways, just to not have my grandmother there with me as somebody that I can go to, in a lot of ways, it broke me even more. And it made me just feel so much more unprepared. I mean, my grandma taught me so much, but just her not being there, I just felt like, oh my gosh, like, who do I go to? Who's going to give me this sound advice? Who knows me more than anybody? Who's going to be able to look in on my situation and be able to, like, to tell me what I need to do? Now, here's the plot twist, though. In my healing, I have realized that was part of the problem. Oh, let's talk about it. And this is even painful for me to admit, but this is true. My grandmother was my everything. My grandmother was the reason. My grandmother saved me from like a childhood of pain, and I still went through a lot of things as a child, but still she saved me from a lot of things. So a lot of times I felt like I owed her, so everything that she wanted me to do, I was gonna do. I was bred to be a doctor, you know what I mean? Like, and I was gonna fulfill everything for her because that was my grandma. She saved me from everything. I wouldn't be where I am because of her, without her, you know. But the thing that I learned is, sad as it is to admit, even my grandmother couldn't be the person that was everything to me. Even though my grandmother was an idol, she was an icon living, she was everything. Like, my grandma was the GOAT. Like, if you love me, then you would have absolutely loved my grandma more. You would have been like, oh my God, Kennedy is like her grandmother? No, that's the GOAT. You know what I mean? Like, we was like that with it. Grandma was like that. She always had that personality. So I'm like, man, not to have her around and then to now have to be in my own space and have to figure out things for myself. And like, because when you have somebody that influences how you feel, then are you really doing it for you? You're not, because you have somebody influencing how you feel. Even if they are a loved one, And by no means, I love my grandma to death. Everything that I am is because of my grandmother. But I do recognize the kind of lesson and what God was trying to show me in her passing was like, you know, I know you love your grandma and your whole life has been for your grandmother, but even that can't come above me. No matter how much that person has been there for you and how much that person has saved you, even they can't be higher than me. You know what I mean? Even they can't be higher than me. And I'm like, wow, like, woo! That was powerful. Because me and my grandma prayed together. Like, my grandma gave me religion, you know? But in the same instant, she was a part of my teaching about, not that she gave me religion. I don't want to say religion because I don't want it to be misunderstood of, like, what religion can sometimes be mistaken for. I'm saying the faith, the aspect that there is somebody that is higher than me, somebody that has died for my sins, and I can go to them and they will restore me. They will bring me back to them. They will give me abundance. They will give me everything that I feel like I need to live this worldly life. You know what I mean? That's what I mean when I say that my grandma gave me that part of her. And it's crazy how the very thing that can bring you to someone else is the very thing that may be the lesson in you being brought towards that something else. So ultimately, I had to learn that even my grandmother couldn't be the most important thing to me. God had to be. And that is hard for me to swallow. Because it just is. I love my grandma. My grandma, like literally, my grandma saved me from so much. You know, I know I'm not the only woman. I know for facts, y'all. I'm not the only woman that has been failed. A lot of women have been failed in their life. And we attach ourselves to the people. You see how that's extra bendy? I don't like that. It's giving real like Hairspray, like the little black sister from Hairspray. It's giving real hard. Now I'm like, okay, see, that looks good. That looks good. So now I'm like, okay, Kennedy, it's about you, right? Now it's about you. So like, who are you? What are you? What do you like? What do you want? What do you mean? Now you want me to have answers? I'm just figuring out that everything that I realized that I felt like I knew, I didn't know. So what? Why you want me to? You're asking too much, you know? Like you're asking too much. Like I feel like for a while there, I just felt like, especially at the end of the year, I just felt like life was asking for too much. I couldn't even wake up. Y'all, I would wake up and literally, oh Jesus, I would be waking up and literally be holding on by a thread like, okay, I'm up, but like why? And I cried because I hate that for myself, you know, and I'm sure like we all hate when we can feel ourselves getting to that sadness. You can feel yourself going into sadness. You know when you are starting to slip, and it's like when you love yourself, you don't want to see yourself in that different type of low, you know? And I remember waking up and just being like, but for why? What am I doing? My support system is gone. That means everything is gone for me. I can't do anything. I've never done it without them. I've never done it. Y'all, I am working on looking at this instead of looking at this. But like, everything that made me confident, everything that has built me to this point is no longer. So like, what are we talking about? You know, like I just didn't, because that person was my everything, right? And because that person was my everything, when they weren't there, it felt like I had nothing. But way before that person was there, God knew me. You know, it's kind of like sick in a way. I'm gonna be honest. In my head, it's kind of like sick because it was like, you know, ooh, Jesus, And I want this, oh Jesus. I want this to be received well. I feel like I know. It took for my grandmother to, which was in a way my idol, it took for my grandmother to pass away for me to fully embrace God as my number one source. Because my grandmother was my number one source. You know what I mean? And I think just as a person that loves God and my grandmother, that was hard for me to swallow, because I was like, oh, like, I don't want to feel like that's where I'm at. Like, I don't want to feel like that's how I feel. And I feel like even though I wasn't feeling like that, probably intentionally, that's how I was moving. And like, I wouldn't spend time with God because my source is my grandmother. You know? I don't know if you guys feel me on that. But, you know, like, it was 2022 really was, it was an eye-opener for me. It was rough. Like, I went through a lot. I heard a lot. Like, I was deep. I was dark. I was not okay. I was not okay. Thank you for all the friends that hit me up. You know, I'm gonna speak on this very briefly because I feel this. This is just it is what it is. You have to be careful with people that are hurting, people that are mourning, anybody really you have to be careful with, but especially certain populations you have to be careful with. Certain populations, you know, at the time that you're dealing with them, including myself, I mean me in that population, like, I'm not with all the BS. I'm gonna just cut it. Yo, if you want to know how I am, hit me up. And I feel like that for everybody. I feel like there's a certain level of love you need for people to, when you're hurting, you need for people to hit you up. When I say that is, don't go to other people wanting to see how I am. Don't go to other people looking to see how I am. Go to me, you know? And like, I really battled that, like, in this way of grieving, and like, because you know, they always say it takes for you to fall off for you to see who really fuck with you, like, who really was about you the whole time, and who was really not about you. And I'm like, yo, like, if you want to see how I'm doing, hit my line, you know? And like, just in this season, like, I'm learning who fuck with me and who don't. Like, I'm realizing, I'm just learning so much, y'all. Like, I feel like we all go through this energy of like shedding versions of our past life. And when we shed versions of our past life, we're shedding people too. We're just shedding it all. Like, it's not even really about people. Like, people ain't even about, but like, y'all, I just posted a picture on Instagram, and the caption was literally like, fuck the noise. And that's dead ass how I feel. Like that's really what it's given. Because honestly, ain't nobody better than you. Ain't nobody doing nothing better than you're doing. Nobody knows more than you. Nobody has it all together more than you do. Everything is a facade. Everything is for hype. Everything is for clout. Everything is to look like this, and everything is to be. Everything is just so fake. It's just so fake. Bruh, it's just so fake. The energy is so fake. Like, it's just so fake. And you know how, like, when you going through stuff, it's like you see how it could look. You know, they say like that's the devil's biggest trick is that he looks like an angel, and he was an angel, but he looks like the most beautiful thing in the world. Whatever your vice is, whatever your thing is, he knows how to look like that and look perfectly like that. So like if your vice is men, and like, you know, you can tend to be caught up with the wrong type of guys, the devil's gonna show up as a man. He gonna be fine too, because he knows what your weaknesses are. And like, I feel like that's what I'm going through. I'm like, yo, I'm seeing where it's not 100. I'm seeing where the things that were said, they didn't hold any weight. And I don't blame people. I really don't. I don't blame people, because I think, well, one, I think about myself and how flawed I am. Let's start there. I'm a very flawed person. Like, I'm not perfect at all. And so I feel like I have to give people grace to not be perfect, or in some ways not even treat me right. Because it's like, they're hurting too. Like, we all have stuff that we're trying to battle with, bro. We all have stuff that we're battling with, you know? And I want to be able to give people grace, you know, but I also want to be in a space where I'm aware of what's going on around me, and I'm not leaving myself up to be played with. I'm not in the season of you playing with me, not in my space. So I am protecting myself more. I'm not texting back, no offense. And like, one, I'm not even a good, I don't text back, y'all. Like, I've always been that person, even ever since I was in high school. Like, I'm just not a good texter, because I like to talk. Like, I don't want to text you, nigga. Where you at? Let's talk. So I don't want to text. But I definitely, like, now more than ever, I definitely, like, I don't want to text. I don't want to talk. I'm not going to give you something to go back and, like, make cute of. You don't get to bring that energy over here my way, swinging it my way. You know, it's not looking good to me. Shawty swing my way. Show look good to me. You know, I'm just not, like, and it's not a hateful spirit behind any of it. You just won't get that energy out of me no more. Like, I felt like I spent so much time worrying about what other people think about how I interpret things. Like, if something does not feel good to me right now, today, I'm not doing it. I don't care. I like, you know, I'm like, no. I don't care. And you know what? I love that for myself, y'all. Look at this. Yes, I'm giving young auntie vibes. Yes, young auntie vibes. But I really love this era of my life where, I mean, I'm not perfect with it at all, but I see myself slowly, like, evolving into that, like, yeah, like, you don't get any parts of me. If you see me, it's because, like, I feel like Beyonce, y'all. Like, in the way of, like, if you see me, it's because I'm like, I want to be seen, you know? Like, I don't want to keep up with the trends anymore. I don't want it to be superficial with me, because I've never been a superficial person. You know, I grew up a child that was bullied. I come from trauma. Like, at this point in my life, I live in my truth of, I want better for myself, and I want to heal, and I want to learn more about what God has for me, and just where I want to be and how I want to feel about the things that I'm doing, you know. And a part of that is, like, I don't care what you think of me, because honestly, yo, to be honest, let's talk about it. Yo, see me at the finish line. Just like, you know, I'm like very much big on, like, you win the battle, I win the war. Yeah. You know, So I'm like very much so like it's such a power for me now to just stay quiet. You don't see me, you don't know what's going on, you're so confused, you're trying to figure it out apparently. You're like wanting to have some tea so you can go back and pour up. You're hoping that it's sweet. Oh bitch, my shit is straight spoiled milk. That's where I'm at. I want you to like I'm on like underdog time. Like be confused. Don't know. Not only does that in a way, I can't lie, I feel like a little bit is me like protecting my ego. Tapping into my ego. But it's also a source of protection for me. And it's probably not, I mean, I won't say that it's perfect, but that's where I'm at with it. And it does me well. And I'm seeing how I am with that incorporated into just everything I have going on. So I'm so like settled into this era of I don't want to talk. And it's not, yo, I love every single one of you guys. I love my community. I love my friends. I love my friends from National. I love my community of people that genuinely support me. It is never that. It ain't never that. But what I will say is when you're in this healing environment and you're shedding and you're shedding and you're figuring out what works, what doesn't work, a lot of it be people. Let's be real. Like, it be the people around you. And it's not even that you do bad things with those people, but what do they do when they go home? You know, like, you got to think about what type of things they have going on within themselves. And then how they really feel about you. Like, do they really mess with you, or are they plotting on you on the low? Like, are they plotting on your downfall? Are they praying for your downfall, you know? And I just want to be selective. I just want to be careful because I've already lost so much, you know? I've lost so much. I lost, to me, the most important thing to me at that time. And it just forced me to shed and just not care about certain things. Like, just not care, you know? And so I don't, and when I say not care, like, even that extended from just people to, like, even just, like, how I present myself on social media and in the world. Like, I'm finding that, like, in my personal life, I take a lot more pride in my daily routines. And in my social life, I don't care anymore. And I think for me at that point, because that's naturally happening and it feels good, like, I'm going with it. Like, I'm not objective to the idea, you know, like, it's making me happy. And that's all I want to be. I want to be happy. And even more so happy, I just want to be at peace. Like, I watch a lot of B. Simone, and she always talks about, like, you know, not necessarily the idea of being happy, because life is life, but just being at peace with everything and being able to ride the storms and being able to get on with the get on no matter what you're thrown with. That's what I'm working towards. Like, I feel B. Simone on that. I'm like a big B. Simone fan. Y'all love B. Simone. But I definitely just don't care anymore about, you know, socials. I feel like naturally when you're trying to just be more intentional about your own life, you don't care about socials, right? You know, comment if you feel me on that. It's like you don't care about socials. Like, those things, I don't care about what anybody else says going on because I got my own thing going on. You know, I even did this thing. Oh my goodness, y'all. I did. You know what? I've like heard about people doing this, and I wish I would have done it sooner, but you know, I just was not thinking about it. But man, okay, when people say that they legit silence their notifications for social media, try it. Silence your notifications. silence your notifications. When I tell you the anxiety is going to fall off of you like dirt in the shower. That anxiety is going like, because you don't know. When you don't know what the world got going on, you don't know what Ashley and Becky and Marissa and Sarah and just whoever, you know, like if you don't know what people are doing, then it doesn't bother you. It doesn't bother you. You don't feel anxiety. You don't feel like this need to know. That whole idea of FOMO, my boyfriend taught me that. FOMO, fear of missing out. He actually told me that I had FOMO. And I felt so played. I was very defensive because I'm like, what do you mean the fear of missing out? Like, I can stand by myself. Like, I don't have to be about the function. But see, I feel like it's bigger than that. It's just this idea of like you feeling like you have to be somewhere to be doing something. And yo, where you are is you being somewhere doing something. It's like you being in the presence of what you got going on, not like going out looking for like, okay, like I want to have a good time, so I got to do this. Even like, I'm gonna be honest, like with alcohol, like, you know, I don't want to feel like, oh, like, okay, when I go out with my friends, when I go out with the girls, when we're turning up, we got to drink. We got to be on the vibes. Why can't I just be the vibe? It's like this idea of not searching for it. Not like, I got to get it from this. I can get it. I can pull it from this to create it. But just like being that, you know? Shout out to Bay. But it's just like, I don't know. Y'all. There's so much that I feel like I probably knew, but wasn't willing to allow myself to explore, or things that I didn't know that, you know, I was just ignorant to. And now more than ever, all I want in my life, literally. And I say this, I will say this and say I'm a little nervous, like even saying this, because I even know what that comes with, but I want what God has for me. I really do. I really do. I just want what the good Lord has. And I have faith that it's literally whatever. Like, I mean, there's so many things that I'm working on now, don't get me wrong. But even those things don't give me satisfaction. Like, I feel like a lot of us are in careers that we want, but a lot of times maybe they don't give us satisfaction. It's like we're good at them and we thrive and we prevail, but is that where God has called us to be, or is that really our passion? You know, like is that where we sing? Like, can I do this every day on the clock? You could wake me up 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning to do it. I'll do it. I'll do it sick. I'll do it well. I'll do it rich. I'll do it poor. Like, you know, those type of things. You know? I don't know, because I feel like, I don't know, y'all. I just feel like I just want what God has for me. Everything that I have right now, I'm so thankful for. God has been the reason for everything. He has literally given me my grandmother for me to even use her as a tool. You know, he is the first and the last, the beginning and the end. But where does, not even but where do I fit in, you know? And I think that's my prayers, that's my want now. That's where I'm going towards, just like, how do I move forward, knowing what I know now, being aware of it all. How do I now create the space that I can thrive in, that God is aligned with, like what that space looks like for me. But I will say though, one thing that I do know, and I want to give you guys this because I feel like we all need this. I've learned that it's about what makes you happy. Like, genuinely. It's about what makes you happy, that you're good at, that you do naturally. Like, it's about the thing that, it's about the thing that makes you sing, you know? Like the thing that just like, absolutely just like makes you you're just like you do it so well, like you don't have to do extra, like you know what you're doing. That is your skill, that is your craft, that is your calling. You know, I love Steve Harvey. I'm gonna post it on my community sometime this week about this kind of motivational speech he did, and he was talking about like, you know, you don't all you need to do is do what you're good at. Show the talents that God has given you. Show the world, use the talents that naturally come to you. Right? And like he used this example of his barber. He was like, you know, when I started going to my barber way before he had money, way before Steve Harvey had money, he was going to his barber and the barber was charging him $10. And so when he got on and he was torn, he went back to that barber. He was like, you know, I need you to cut my hair. He started charging more, of course, to get his hair cut, right? So now he's making $150 cutting hair. But now he's in an environment where he's networking more and he's able to create his own experiences and create his own opportunities and all this stuff, right? And then, of course, Steve Harvey went bald. He didn't have no hair no more. So he retired that barber. But the relationship that he was able to create with that barber lasted literally until the present day. And now that same barber that he used to cut Steve Harvey's hair for $10 is a multimillionaire. He has 3 barber schools and he has something else that I can't remember. But it's like, you know, like, but as Steve Harvey say, all he do is cut hair. He just cut hair. He cuts hair. He knows what he has skill at. That's his gift. That's his talent. He's good at it. That's what he does. And like, I feel that for myself, and I feel that for, you know, you guys. It's like, it's not about what you're doing. It's not about if you're a doctor or if you're a lawyer or if you are a philanthropist or if you're a singer or rapper or if everybody knows your name or if you have this big platform. All those things are so minuscule to the bigger idea. You know what I mean? Like, the bigger idea is, what are you passionate about? What are you good at? What is your gift? What is your skill? That thing will make you money. He was a barber. Now he probably has more money than half the doctors that you see every day. It's not, and I use that very lightly because being a doctor is a very prestigious field. Don't get me wrong, but it's not about what you're doing. What you're doing doesn't give you value. Whether you're a doctor or a lawyer, whether you're in more of those prestigious careers traditionally, like being a doctor or a lawyer, you know, or in medicine or in politics, like those kind of things don't matter. The title of it all doesn't matter. It's about you being able to be honest with yourself about what your gifts are, what your talent is, and you pursuing that full head on. That's what makes you the most money. And I believe that. And that was kind of Steve Harvey's kind of success, you know? He didn't have to go out and try to sell the most cars on a car lot or be the best salesman or et cetera, et cetera. He just had to be himself. He just had to be funny. He just had to be relatable. He had to show his truth and tell his truth, you know? That is what drew people to him. You know, so I give you guys that, like, in the midst of everything, like, focus on what makes you happy. And that's where I'm at with my channel. If you could probably tell, my channel is probably like, I probably have like 7 genres going on right now. Honestly, that's everything I'm into. I'm into food. I'm into not spending a grip of money at the grocery store. I'm like into healing, especially right now. I'm into natural medicine. I'm into millennial talk and like talking about being young and vibrant. I'm into talks and opportunities about Black women. Like there's so many aspects that I'm into, and I want my channel to reflect that. And I want to, my plan is to create a community that is just like built off of all the things that I feel like I am within myself, but I know that other people are too, you know? And that makes me happy. It makes me happy not to feel like I have to stick to a certain genre. Like I have to do just natural medicine, that I have to do, you know, maybe just food, because my most viral video is a food video. I showed you guys how to like take pesticides off your strawberries, and like I don't even know how many views that video has, but I'm just like, it's insane. It's insane. But I still don't want to be in that box of I have to do certain type of videos in order to create that community. Because for me, I just want to create the community with you guys. So I'm like, okay, I'm not into that, but I do know that I want to create a space that is versatile and that it's us, and it's like we like talk about everything. And that's why like I'm doing my first Get Ready With Me with you guys. I just straightened my hair. Now I did a light straighten. I didn't do a hard straighten because I'm gonna be doing pin curls, maybe some different stuff throughout the week because I have some business to take care of. So I might be doing some other things to it. But I did a light straighten. I feel like it's healthy. You guys can see, I love my hair. Hair is cute. So now I'm going to get into this makeup. I'm excited because I've never done a makeup look with you guys. Again, we're on the channel. We're trying something different. Yeah, like I love you guys. We're like a community, right? So yeah. So I'm gonna take a break though because I've been talking a lot. And you know what? Doing these Get Ready With Me's, I realized like these things like the girls be out here. My girls that do Get Ready With Me's, like this is not a joke. Like it's community. When you're doing when sis posts to Get Ready With Me, she's trying to have communion. Like she's trying to fellowship with you. So I'm gonna take a quick break and then I'm gonna come back so we can do this makeup look. And I'm so excited because I got some new NYX products and just some new products in general. I've used most of them, but there's a couple of them that I haven't used yet. So we're gonna see what this look looks like this time with all those products. And if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram because I posted this picture right here. And if you zoom in on the picture, you'll see that the face is beat, okay? Like the products are producting. And so yeah. Lips dry, do you see this? The crustation, the winter has my lips in shambles, okay? Shambles. Baby, baby, I know. Baby, I love you so. Okay, so I'm about to do my makeup now. So I'm just gonna, yes I am, baby. No. So I am pinning back my hair right now so I don't get my makeup messed up with my hair that I just straightened. I probably should tie it up, but I'm not going to, so we'll be okay. So y'all, if nobody told you, there is a routine to this, okay? There's just certain steps that you have to do no matter what. You know, some of this is like depending on you, you know, you can add it in or you can not add it in, just depending on what you like. But some of this, like, girl, you have to do, like, you have to do this. Like, it's absolutely necessary. It's part of you doing your makeup. Number one, primer. This is the Pore Blur by Revolution. I don't know if you can get it in the drugstore, but I got it from Ulta. And it's a blur and prime primer. That is the first thing that you put on your face is a primer. Now, I would recommend, no matter what, whether you're oily or dry, put some type of moisturizer on your face, or just know that your face is moisturized before you put makeup on it, because there's nothing worse than trying to put makeup on a dry face. You don't think that it means much, but it means a lot to the way that your makeup ends up looking at the end. You know, you want to slay. Like, you do all this work, you want to make sure that it's given. So, like, you see how my face is shiny? Oh, let me see. And I like to put it on my neck. I'm one of those people that puts it on their neck. I don't even know if people put primer on their neck, but I do. So, because I know I'm going to put makeup on my neck-ish to blend it down. So, I want to put primer on my neck as well. Number one step, always got to use primer. And if you don't have like a store-bought primer, girl, use aloe vera. There is probably like 4 or 5 years straight. Like when I was in college, I mean, I would have primer sometimes, but other times I either ran out or I couldn't afford it. I used aloe vera. You know, you can still get it done. It's not that big of a difference, you know, but with more of the store-bought primers, it might look a little bit more matte. It might look a little bit more poreless because you have a product versus you using the plant. But if you're wanting to just protect your skin, use that aloe vera. It does the same thing. So next thing, okay. Jackie Ina taught me this. Some girls would just go in with their foundation. No. We are actually concealing first. And I feel like that's why, if I could toot, I feel like that's why my makeup be coming out. This is actually, I love this. Oh, it's called Warm Honey. But this, oh, look at that. Hey, this is what it looks like. That is more of like my right at the eye brightener. But I just bought this NYX concealer that is so far. I'm actually loving. Don't let these people lie to y'all about these drugstore products. Please don't. Especially like when you coming up, you know, like, yo, there's no shame in using what you can afford. Like, it's all about how you make it look. Just like fashion. Like, it doesn't matter what you wear. It's about how you wear it, you know? You can get out for $15. You can get a trash bag and make it look couture. Shoot, you got Kanye doing it, you got all these artists doing it, so why can't you, right? Got this NYX concealer. Can't stop, won't stop, get guap. It's in cappuccino. And before you use your foundation, use this concealer. Now what I do is I kind of bring it down a little bit along my jaw and then right there, because I like that sharpness that is created with my eyes, especially when I come through with this concealer. That's gonna give it like that brightness. Love that. So, and see this one, it's brighter than my skin tone, so it's gonna give highlight, but it gives natural highlight. We don't want the white highlight, you know, because we're brown girls. We want to accent our natural tones. We want to show off our natural, what our color gives off. So again, I come through with that wing right there to sharpen that. Then I just bring it down. Probably did more on this side than this side, but generally, I know you guys know what I'm talking about. Now this new thing that I've been doing is using all my concealers all at once. So I just went through with kind of like the base concealer, more of the blended concealer. Now I'm going to go through with the bright concealer. And that one I'm just going to focus on the top area of my eyes with. I don't want to bring that all the way down because I just want that to highlight right there at the corner of my eye line. Like right there, you know? You know, I might bring that over just a little bit, but you know, just like keeping it up here right? Boom. And then I'm gonna go back to the cappuccino NYX, and I'm gonna highlight, do more contour on my jaw. Now, I know it's kind of hard to kind of tell, like, where do you actually put the highlight? Look at your skin. That's what I did. look at my skin. Like, okay, if you just kind of take like an outward look at it, you can see right there it's dark. It's just darker naturally, right? Like, you can see the natural shadow right there. You can kind of see it, y'all, right there. That natural shadow right there. So my concealer is gonna go right there. I don't like to use a lot. I'm just not a heavy makeup girl, but I don't like to just overcake it. And I feel like a little goes a long way, especially just, I want to accent what I already have. I don't want to try to reconstruct and recreate different features or different ways that my face could look. So I try to just go with the natural groove and use as much product as I can. Use enough to get the job done, but not too much. So where that natural dark shadow creates, I'm putting it right below. And I'll do the same on this side. You see it right there. Boom. It's like boom, 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 boom. Do, 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 do. So I'm gonna go right below that. Right. Ooh. And you can do that too, like I just did. You can. That's an old trick. And then that helps you kind of see where that natural shadow will end. Ish. Now, if you really want to keep it real harsh, defined, real, you could take that same light concealer that I put, you could put it right here to make it more sharp, more noticeable, more like in your face. I'm gonna go, I let it sit for a little bit. I'm gonna go through and start blending. It's recommended that you actually wet your brush and do this. Sometimes I'm wetted. I can't find my sponge right now. I like had a amazing weekend in Chicago for Valentine's Day. So I'm sure I left things at the hotel because I can't find it. So I don't know where my sponge is, so I'm using this brush right now. But just blending that in. And I also see the makeup guru girlies be like, they don't like using sponges no more. So I'm like, okay, shoot, if the girl is not using it, then I ain't too mad, you know, that I'm not using it. And so really it's about that pat, you know. I like to, some people on it. Let you go down. I'm listening to East Atlanta, Vegas right now. Well, got dreams and we all start reaching, all start peaking, all star weekend, one hotel room and all y'all sleeping. If all y'all decent young girls and you be like y'all leading. Ooh, this side. Now, mind y'all, I'm still just doing, like, I haven't even put on my makeup yet. Like, I haven't even put on the foundation yet. I'm still just doing the underneath concealer work, and I honestly feel like that's what really helps my makeup just come out just put together, everything flawless. Jackie, I know y'all. Go follow her. Guru woman of color, beauty creator. She taught me this of putting your concealers on before, and then going back. So Jackie Anna taught me this idea of putting the concealer on beforehand, and it really does, I mean, makeup just be full. And it's a simple thing. That's the thing. I swear, y'all, that's what I be wanting from my channel in general. This idea of just being simple, like not being complex. The health part, growing up, trying to figure out what you want to do with your life, makeup, like, just don't want to be too complex because life is already complex enough. So you put your concealer, already set it like you doing it with foundation on. I didn't already set everything. Watch how this works. Watch how this works. I'm gonna use my Fenty Beauty because we love a black girl magic moment. And this is in the color, I think it's 450. I think hers go by numbers. Yes. It says Shake Well. Where is it from? It's coming from San Francisco, made in Italy. Made in Italy. So what I'll do is I put it on my palm. A lot of people don't like that, but I do. So I honestly normally leave like a pump, maybe a half of a pump. Come on now. I don't like to. Because I don't know, would you guys consider this full coverage right now? I feel like it's not. I don't know, or is that just skin? Okay, let me stop. I'm kidding. I'm not that cocky. Yes, I am. I'm like very confident. I am. And I can come off cocky, but really my spirit is not cocky. Maybe a little bit because all of our spirits are cocky, but I'm not purposely trying to like act like I'm better. Okay, so what I did was take my actual foundation and I started it off by putting it in between my highlight crease and the crease down here, where technically my natural tone would be, you know. And I like to bring it down first. I like to bring it down and spread it out real quickly though. So same on this side. I'm gonna start with the dark part that I know will naturally be my skin tone. You see how it just gets dark right there? We love that. Oh my gosh. We love a queen that knows how to just blend, if anything. You ain't gotta do too much, right? I'm gonna bring it down, but I'm not gonna pay too much attention when I go down. Just enough to blend in that highlight that I did earlier with my natural skin tone from this makeup. So that's how I create that natural kind of blend. Ooh, so pretty. And then I just go through with the remaining makeup and I just fill it in. Now the queens say to, between every step, to go ahead and use your spray, your setting spray. I'm using Revolution's Hyaluronic Fix Hydrating and Pumping Makeup Fixing Spray. And I like it. Like, I've used it. This is a new product of mine. I used this probably, I think I've used it twice, and I liked it. Like, it didn't bother me. But I'm also like, I won't say I'm new in the makeup game, but like, I do my makeup often, and I've learned how to do my makeup, but I don't know what makes an amazing makeup product versus what just gets the job done. You know what I mean? I just be feeling like it's all the same in a way. So, yes. But I'm spraying it all down. And then I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna do more highlighting on my face to really bring out my eyes. And maybe fix up a little, like a slick highlight here. But for the most part, like if you want to keep it like this, very natural, you could. I might do that. I don't know. I kind of like this little look I got going on, so I might not mess with it. Maybe I'll do it just a little bit, just so I can show you guys, you know. I'm kind of nervous now, actually. Let's see. First things first, let me get that introduction. We all alone follow satisfaction. Oh, this makes me nervous. You gotta be careful with this, because like I kind of did this on the whim. Normally I would have my sponge to really get in there, but oh. You see? Okay. Now, I didn't do my nose yet. Normally, I would have already contoured my nose. But I'm going to take this slick, lighter contour. I naturally have a button nose. So I never feel like a huge need to do too much with my nose, you know? So I'm just going to, I have a smaller brush. I love you guys because you guys love me. It's nothing like loving people that love you, you know? Like if you know this song. I'll give you a hint. She went to the Grammys. You just want to bring that contour just like all the way down. Y'all, makeup is really simple. It really is. It really is. It really is. You don't have to do much. Let me tell you, what God gave you is already enough. You just gotta figure out what you like when it comes to your makeup look and like what makes you feel beautiful. So one of my favorite creators, she talks about this line right here and how a lot of people don't hit it. And so like, I've just been like purposely doing it because we love Kyra. So I've just been like working on that. So I'm just gonna see. I don't even know if it's been making a difference, but I've just been trying, you know, just exploring and seeing what I feel like I like, what looks good on me, you know, loving on myself. That's one thing I do like about makeup. Makeup is a love moment within yourself. Anybody that thinks that women do makeup for them, they lied. Women do makeup for ourselves. It makes us, like, we see ourselves differently. Like, we get to experience ourselves differently. Women do makeup for ourselves. Guys, you're just not that, you're not that important. I promise. You're not that important. And then I'm just taking this. I don't want to necessarily use, that's the thing. No, probably not Kennedy. I just tried to like see if I could like melt the foundation with my breath, and then probably not how that goes. But I'm gonna pick up a little bit more foundation because now you see that it's just lighter right there. I just want to kind of get rid a little bit of that lightness. And then you see how it's like lighter? You see, I just want to kind of get rid of that lightness and just kind of blend it, you know? You see how it's kind of blended more now? You know, you see? Yeah, you see how it's more, not too much. Yeah. Contoured my nose. What I didn't do is, a part of having that contour is like a darker contour. This is also a new product. It's still NYX concealer, but this time it's deep walnut, which is darker than the one that I put up here. Now, normally I would use that for my highlight, and I'll use 1 or 2 drops for my highlight, just so y'all can kind of see it, you know? But really, it's all about that nose. We in the bag when the mug and my tea. I love this song. Oh, this is a TikTok song right now. Y'all know it. Just like Lindsay, what? From the plot, she not going out. I don't even know the rest of it. What? Well, I go home, but she gets away. Away, she gets away. Away, away, she gets away. Oh yeah, she loves and girls who light skin cool. I think that defined my nose a little bit. I feel like right here at this corner, maybe not really like right, you know. I mean, but I don't even know really why I contoured my nose, to be honest with y'all, because my nose, like, I have a naturally buttoned nose. I mean, I feel like, does anybody really need to contour your nose? I feel like if we're thinking about it, like, we contour our nose because it's like makes it look slimmer, which is a more European look. But do we really need to contour our nose? Probably not. But I just try to, Okay. But look, even if you don't get the contour right, when I come through and bake, it's gonna bring it all together. I would recommend a okay. So I did basically my whole makeup look, contoured everything that I felt like I was gonna contour. I am more of a nude lip type of girl, especially because me and Babe are going to our favorite spot, one of our favorite spots, to get wings. So I know my lips are gonna be getting messed up anyway, so I'm not gonna put any type of lip gloss, or I might put like a slight lip gloss on, but nothing like a lipstick or anything, because just like why, you know? But I am going to go through with the brush and do like a final sweep through just to make sure that everything is sealed in. Then I'm gonna go through and start baking. So I like to just look at my highlight, depending on how deep or defined, sharp I want my highlight to be. I'll look at it. Okay, I like the slickness of the highlight. So I'll just kind of blend it even more. I'll look at this. I see the definition between the light contour and the darkness. And I can also see now that I didn't blend it all the way. So I'll go through with a smaller brush. Do that. You see? Do that real quick. And then I'll come through with the bigger one. You see that? And then I know that's blended now. Use some of that residue. Just want to make sure this is blended. I love to make sure the foundation at the underneath is blended. You know, you just want to look sharp. I try not to use as much product as I can. Less is more to me. Okay. This bronzer is really good because bronzer just really helps set everything. You know? Bronzer just really helps also with that matte look. Just giving everything. Like, when I tell you how to use it, So I just finished applying the NARS. It's like a mini version of their bronzer, and it's in Laguna. It's cute though, I like it. It's just like this natural brown. Very natural. And I just put it everywhere. Yeah. Whisper this into your ear. Do you remember this? How deep do you want me to go? Do you want me to speed it up or go slow? Start from the bed, now we are here on the floor. But don't fall in love cause we just having sex. I'm gonna get you wet. This was high school for me. So 2013, no, oh my gosh, that was college. 2009 to 2013 was high school for me. This is In My Zone, Chris Brown mixtape. It's called Sex. Crazy. I don't know what's going on with this. I've been wanting to try this product though, y'all. It's the No Flashback Super Matte Fix. It's by Revolution and it's called Banana. It's a baking powder. I'm just like, how do you get it open? Like, what are they doing to get this open? I'm just not understanding. I'm actually nervous. Okay. So I'm gonna apply this. The key when you bake, now I think it's better to use a sponge, but take it right there at that corner. And this is gonna allow you to contour like you probably couldn't contour before with your highlight, with the concealer. You see how it makes it brighter? You can still get that contour effect without fully contouring. We love that. Oh my god. Right. Yes. Let's start with this bottom part first. You see how I'm just going along that same contour? Okay, so this is the end of the video. This is the final look after I put on this light mascara. I love this look. It ended up being perfect for the night because my whole face was destroyed by the wings. And if you know me, you know me and wings, like, we go there with each other. So I love the look. It was a great look, and it was so fun talking to you guys. I hope you liked the video, and make sure you subscribe because there's, of course, more content, and I love you guys as always. Talk to you later.